somewhere a while ago, I realized that I don't love staring at a database, and I am not the best person going into it every single day. So I created what I call a win the month. I lose the day a lot, meaning that I did not win that individual day. But if I win each month, then I will win every year. So I created my own, it's called Win the Month, and it is literally a piece of paper that's double-sided. And on it are all the calls I need to make that month, all of the handwritten notes I need to make that month, all the birthday cards I need to make that month, home anniversaries, and every person who we're going to stop by and leave a little present for. And it is on one piece of paper, printed out. It is in my car, usually by the first of the month, as well as any of the things that need to be in there. And then there's another copy on my desk. I've gone through and I've broke down my database so that everyone who's in there has a letter, as most of us do. And every A gets X amount, every B gets X amount, every C gets X amount of each of these items. But it is foolproof by having this sheet worked out by the beginning of every month.
What did that process look like for you when you finally made the decision to make that hire? Because there's a lot of folks that like the idea of it, but they have this fear that keeps them from doing it. What did that look like for you, and how did you overcome that? Because now it's the best thing you ever did, but at the time, I'm going to guess there was some angst around it.
I mean, it's the same stuff we hear all the time, right? She's paid hourly. You don't have to come up with her year's wages to begin with. That all I needed to be prepared for was 90 days of wages, and it was either going to be the best hire or the dumbest thing I've done. And you would probably know real quickly, right? And so that was super helpful. I had an amazing team leader who, I'm not a huge whiner, and I was whining and whining. And what I didn't realize was that he was taking notes about all of my pain points and said, well, what if you find somebody that could do all of those things? And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm going to hire someone to return my Amazon packages. And he's like, why not? But I was like, oh yeah, and that same person can do Canva and make social media for me. And he's like, why not? And I was like, oh, okay, there's somebody out there. And he's like, try and find. I'm at the stage now where so many of my clients have bought multiple homes from me that now with some of the initiatives that are coming out there and the things that I've learned over the years, I'm really excited to be teaching other people wealth through real estate. And so that's become my latest big passion. Keller Williams came out with a whole bunch of mortgage hacks. So teaching those to my clients, and then just getting a note from a client that says, we made an extra payment this month on our mortgage, to begin to realize the impact. I think there's a point when you go into any business that first you just want to sustain and be able to pay your own bills. Then you get to a point where you're like, ooh, it's cool to have extra money. And then you get to a point where it's really about, what can I teach others?